I can't believe that nobody is talking about how White Lotus season 3 very clearly is about highlighting the shadows of the divine feminine, aka the distorted feminine. And you see this with all but two of the female characters in the show. If you are like me and you're obsessed with White Lotus, you might remember in the last season, I really feel like last season was all about showing the shadow sides of the distorted masculine. And we saw this with the grandfather, father, son trio and how they all ended up connecting with Lucia in some way. And we also saw this with the dinner conversations that they had. So if you're interested in a podcast episode or a TikTok about the shadow side of the masculine from episode 2, let me know. But we're going to focus on the shadow sides of the feminine in episode 3, starting with Mook, Chelsea, and Jacqueline. So, first off, we have Mook. I love Mook's character. I really do think that it shows us a lot about the distorted feminine, but also how you can be any type of divine feminine being or just in your distortions and still be extremely intelligent. And I really truly feel that Mook is a lot more intelligent than she lets on. But it's really interesting because you see throughout the show so far, she is always like seducing Guy Talk, and she tends to seduce him away from his job. Now, obviously, he's in a disordered masculine because it's his fault ultimately that he's choosing to feed into this distortion and to let himself be seduced out of his security job as being like the only security officer, it seems like, when there's clearly robberies and all these things going on. But it's interesting to see how she kind of uses her feminine beauty, she's clearly very beautiful, to seduce Guy Talk. And it's interesting to see her, she kind of code switched around those scary looking men in the first couple episodes that she saw. But she puts on a different persona with Guy Talk. And so it leads me to wonder, is she trying to seduce him away from his job on purpose? Maybe she's a part of the robbery, things like that. The last episode, this felt really clear because she literally asked him to come watch her dance and leave his guard post, which I just thought was really weird because if she really had his best interest at heart, and if she really was in love with him, and if she really did have the same feelings for him that he has for her, first of all, she would have said that when he opened up how much he felt about her. And secondly, wouldn't she want him to like do his job well and not get fired? Like, it's interesting that she knows that he's in trouble and she knows that he could get fired, but she is using her beauty as a way to distract him from his job. And so I feel like that is one aspect of the distorted the distorted feminine, which is like seduction to harm another person. You can't control if you're naturally gorgeous